I had a friend say to me recently, I don't have anxiety, I just worry 24/7 about everything all the time. There's a saying about anxiety, it's like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it never really takes you anywhere. So how do we say hello to anxiety and really understand it and learn how to let it go? So I'm going to talk about 4 steps that we can actually take to start to do that. And the first one is we actually have to discover if we have anxiety. And to discover it, we have to define it a little bit. So very loosely defined, anxiety can be the sense in which we have a fear or a worry and it amplifies irrationally over time. So often when there's a sense of anxiety, there's this background noise almost, this kind of looping thought or set of ideas that makes us feel like there's this impending doom around every corner. So first we have to discover, is that happening to us? Are we suffering from anxiety? Whether it's a very light form of general anxiety disorder, which over 40 million Americans suffer from some kind of anxiety, or a very acute form of anxiety, which could be post-traumatic stress disorder or social anxiety, where you feel like you don't want to leave the house or be in large groups. So there's a range of anxiety, and we want to discover where we are on that range. The second part is we want to start to feel it. So we discover it, then we feel it. So if I was to ask you, when you feel anxiety, where do you feel it? Where would that be? Is it on your chest? Often anxiety might be like this vibration on the chest, this anxiousness, this nervousness, or a dizziness in the head, or maybe even some pain in the stomach. So we want to discover it, and then we want to feel it and just sit with it and just notice what it's like. Almost begin to understand the tune of anxiety. So after we feel it, we want to face it. And by facing it, I simply mean saying, okay, I have it, I can sense where it is, and I really want to do something about it. And nothing moves anxiety like taking action. So we face it. And then the fourth step is we heal it. We begin to heal it. One of the ways, the organic ways that we can begin to heal anxiety is through meditation. Now, of course, it's not the only way, but it has helped me immensely with it and so many of my students and clients. So when we sit to meditate, we begin to feel where the anxiety is, and we just sit and we watch our breath and just allow that feeling, that sense of it to be there for a moment. And then notice the thoughts that we have. When we have anxiety, it tends to come with lots of thoughts, these looping, repetitive thoughts that turn into stories in our mind. And as we meditate, we can learn how to not believe those thoughts. We observe them, we let them pass through our mind's eye, but we don't believe them the way we believe a movie when we go and sit and watch a film and we just get absorbed by it and the emotion takes us away. That happens in our own minds, in the movie of our own minds. And so when we're having anxiety and we're meditating, we can watch those anxious thoughts just pass and just let them be without any judgment. That will give us some space. And we breathe. We slowly allow ourselves to breathe and relax the body so we can become more and more neutral to those anxious thoughts and those anxious feelings. Now, that's just the beginning. As we start to meditate and kind of the surface layer of anxiety begins to melt off, we might find some deeper layers. And that might take more than just meditation. Sometimes we need to see a therapist, have our hormones checked, see a health coach, a nutritionist, a dietitian. We might want to come at it from every possible angle. So it could be chemical, it could be social, it can come from a variety of different places, and we have to start to find out where the anxiety is arising from. So I hope you do come meditate with me, sit with anxiety if you do have it, and begin to allow it to unfold and show you what it is that you're working on. I wish you the best on your journey, and I'll see you in meditation.